This is a nice view, isn't it? Love coming up here at the end of the year to clear my head. And I sure needed it this year. Okay, let's set the camera here. And here we are. Hey guys, welcome to the year-end update for 2023. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm still coming out of something. I don't know if it's a cold, a fever, or the flu. I mean, one day I'm just having a temperature, the next day it's my sore throat, then another day my tummy hurts. I've been mostly half sick for the majority of my time up here. I've still been able to have some fun, but it's also been pretty rough. I also don't feel comfortable to be on camera at the moment, so I'm going to do this update a little bit differently. I'm going to go home right now, and so I'm just filming this right before I leave. And during the car ride, I'll hopefully get a little better and collect all my thoughts and tell you guys what's been going on, what will go on, and what you guys can expect for next year. So, here we go. Let's not waste any more time and go straight to number one. What's been going on? Well, if you haven't been staying up to date elsewhere on the internet or have watched previous update videos, I've been working very hard on getting a master's degree, and now I can say that I've graduated with my master's in mass communication this past month, and I realized after the ceremonies that I achieved a 4.0 GPA, which I never thought in my life I would achieve in my time through any educational system, so I'm astonished and thrilled, and you're damn right I'm bragging. May not mean a lot to some people, but hopefully it'll mean something to a future employer as I go out looking for a proper job. But that doesn't mean y'all should fear the worst, which brings us right over to number 2, the future of Jacobians. So now that I am done with college and school in general, finally, this means it's now time for me to go out into the workforce and find me a job that fits my set of skills that I've learned and acquired over the last few years. I know that sounds like I'm moving from something that occupied a lot of my time to something else that'll do the same, but in reality, this should hopefully get things back to how it was before these last 2 years kind of threw all my plans out of focus. Now, don't get me wrong, finding a job and sustaining myself is priority number 1, but I really want to get back into making content again like I used to, and I was hoping to at the start of this year, but still it hasn't been panning out. I'm still behind on videos, I'm not working on anything relatively new. So many ideas, so little time, but I'm not going to let these excuses get to me anymore. I'm tired of making them, so I just need to get back on a good content flow, and here's what I'm planning for the foreseeable. I still have 5 videos to get through, 2 current calamities, 2 game reviews, and a WrestleBound to close off that season of content, which has taken a lot longer than it should have. I'm hoping now to get those all done before April comes around, where I'll start new seasons of game reviews and WrestleBound, but you guys won't be waiting that long for something fresh. I hope to finish off the last 2 CCs next weekend, so that way I can get started on the next season. Since I have that series limited to 12 videos a season, should have 1 episode a month, so you'll be seeing the last 2 of Season 6 very soon, followed by the start of Season 7 not too long after. And I know some of you have been missing this, but it's finally coming back. Quick Views are returning this year. Very long overdue. I had to put something on the back burner as I focused on my masters, but I have been gathering so many new retro games to my collection, and I've always liked making these types of videos, so you'll be seeing the first new batch of quick views coming your way later this month. So for now, up until April, you'll be seeing me get through the last remaining videos of seasons, along with new and returning shows making their way onto the channel. When April hits, I'll have new seasons of game reviews and WrestleBound going as well, and other things I need to do include BTB's 9th anniversary, and a new channel trailer, as I haven't made a new one in years, and the current one is very outdated. And I've got other channels to think about, so now let's move on to number 3. The other channels. As much as I want to do new things for Starfighters Arcade and Millennial X, I've just been so busy that they too had to be put aside for a while. I'm still very much where I was with them the last time I made one of these updates. Starfighters Arcade, the most I've done is new recruits and the occasional other video, but I want to do more. I want new and different videos, and I'm positive this year will provide that. Starfighters will be turning 10 years old later in the year, and that gives me the best reason to kick things into high gear by coming up with new videos like finally getting into that pinball show, figuring out new content to get the word out for our 10th anniversary. I'm really excited for what's coming next for the arcade. Currently, I have to focus on this year's Pinball Festival, which is shaping up to be our best one yet, and I still have a few new recruits to put out, but after that, the sky's the limit. Now, Millennial X, God, there's so much that's been filmed and ready to be edited. I just really need to sit my ass down and just do it, especially with one that my fellow colleagues have been on my ass about in particular. I have that plus 2 others just sitting there waiting for me to complete them, and they've been wanting to do more things as well, so hopefully Millennial X can be revived this year. Now here's something I haven't talked about in a while. Number 4, conventions. This year is going to be an interesting one for cons, not that I'm going to any more than the local ones I usually go to, but this year has made things more interesting in terms of schedule. Game On Expo, which has usually taken place in August, has now moved to March and will be happening on the 15th through to the 17th and still at the Phoenix Convention Center. I had a great time this year getting to take some YouTubers to the arcade. I usually have a blast there anyway, and I definitely hope I can see y'all there if you happen to come. Now the funny thing is, now that Game On has moved to March, it'll be taking place the weekend after ZapCon makes its grand return to the Mesa Convention Center on the weekend of March 9th and 10th. It was a bummer that we didn't get it last year, but they were going through a change in management while everyone else was thinking it was no more. I didn't lose faith, so I'm excited to see it come back, and I'll for sure be there to help out and have a good time like I always do. So my 2 favorite cons will be one after the other, which means I may have some time open to do other things later in the year so long as everything else doesn't weigh me down. I know another friend is trying to get me to come to the Midwest, but if I do come up with another con later in the year, you'll be the first to know. And if you got this far and see me now, this means I've done it. You and I have made it through the year-end update for 2023. I'd like to thank you guys for watching and your continued support. I know I haven't mentioned subscribers at all, but y'all are the reason I continue to do this. Even when I'm not uploading, you guys got me to 665 subs, which I wasn't expecting at all. So thank you for sticking with me as I advance myself in life. Now that this is going up later than I wanted, you guys can watch the new full arcade tour I put together for the arcade that made myself cringe. As I said, the next current calamities will be up next weekend, but in the meantime, I will see you guys in the near future.